guys, welcome back. So today I decided I wanted to play around in one of my Profusion eyeshadow palettes. And the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to play around in today is my Sultry palette. But before I get started with my eye look, I'm going ahead and filling in my eyebrows. So I'm just taking my usual Bella Pierre Stay Put eyebrow gel, and this is in the color Licorice, and I'm using it to outline and fill in my eyebrows. I'm also going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in the color Fawn, and I'm going to use this to outline my eyebrows as well as clean up the outer edges and set my eyelids before I do this look. Once I have my eyelids set with that LA Girl Pro Conceal, I go in with my e.l.f. HD powder and I just set that concealer on my eyelids. So this is the palette that I'm going to play in today. It's very pretty and colorful. It has some really nice rich eyeshadows in here. So the first eyeshadow that I'm going to start with today is the color Zing. And I'm going to use that as a transition shade on the upper portion of my eyelid. So I'm just gently placing that on the top of my eyelid and blending that out as a nice transition today. Next, I'm going into this deep purple shade called Nimble. And I'm taking that and placing that all over the lower portion of my eyelid because I want a really nice deep dark base today, and I wanted to use this pretty wine type color. Once I have that set on the lower portion of my eyelid, I'm going to take a nice clean eyeshadow brush and just gently blend out the edges of that eyeshadow that I placed down. I want to create a nice transition in my crease area, so I'm just gently going over that and blending it out. Now, to also help blend out this area, I'm going into the color Wonder, and this is like a nice burnt orange type shade. And I'm using that to further blend out my crease area just to help the transition with the upper portion of my eyelid. Now I'm going to move into my shimmer shadows, and so I'm going into this color Bewitched, and it's a deep purple shimmer shadow. And I did spray my brush with some rose water prior to applying this shimmer shadow. But it's just going to add a nice bit of bling and also deepen up that lower eyeshadow a bit. I'm also going into this lighter shade, which is called Three Wishes, and it's a really pretty golden shimmer shadow. And I sprayed my brush before I applied this as well, but I'm just gently tapping that on the center portion of my eyelid to create this halo effect. Now that I have that done, I'm just taking that same brush that had that nice plum shade and using that to blend out the crease area just a bit more to tie all of these shadows in together. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face, and I've already prepped my face with moisturizer as well as an under eye treatment. So I'm moving right into my primer, and this is my e.l.f. Poreless Primer, and I'm just placing this all over my face. And I'm also going to color correct with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Orange. And I'm using a beauty sponge just to blend that orange out under my eyes as well as around my mouth. Now that I have my color correcting done, I can move on to my foundation. And I'm in the process of testing out this Revlon Photo Ready Insta Filter Foundation. And so today I'm actually going to use the applicator that is here on this foundation bottle to apply my foundation. So if you're curious about my thoughts on this foundation, just stay tuned because there is a video for my review on this foundation that I am working on as well. Now that I have my foundation complete, I'm going to move on to concealing under my eyes and highlighting the high points of my face, which would be my forehead, nose, upper lip, and chin. And I'm just going to take a oval makeup brush to blend those areas out gently for this look today. And once I have all of these areas blended out, I'm going to take my Collab loose powder and I'm going to use that to set. But before I do that, I'm going to take my Fenty matchstick in the color Espresso and I'm going to go ahead and do some contouring on my face before I set my concealer. I'm spraying my makeup brush with a little bit of rose water because I wanted to dampen it today and try that out. And I actually think I like it better when it's dry, so I don't know if I'll be doing that again in the future. So now that I have my contour blended out, I can go ahead and move on to my loose powder. And I'm using my Collab, like I said, and I'm just gently setting the concealer that I placed under my eyes, as well as on my forehead, nose, and around my mouth area. Now that I have that complete, I'm going to move on to my Fit Me matte poreless powder, and I'm just going to gently place this all over my face in order to warm my face back up with my natural skin tone. I'm using my Milani blush today, and this is my blush in the color Red Vino. And this blush has a slight amount of gold highlight in it already, as you can see as I apply it on my cheek. But it's a very, very pretty shade. It's one of my favorite blushes. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up on my eyes. So I'm going back into that Nimble shade, and I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line, just using an eyeshadow brush to gently place that eyeshadow and smoke out the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to go back into that Three Wishes shadow, and that is that golder shade, and I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corners of my eyes as well as on my brow bone. I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty highlighters today, and I'm using the Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule, and I'm actually combining these shades together for my highlight. It's a really, really pretty rose gold type shade, so I'm using that today on my cheeks, nose, Cupid's bow, and just using that to highlight. I'm using one of my Profusion lip liners today, and this one is actually in the color Berry Vamp. And I'm using that to outline my lips before I go in with my Revlon lipstick. And I'm trying out this Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. And this is the color Eclair. I believe it's Eclair. And I'm just using this, and this lipstick is actually very nice. So let's go ahead and finish this look off and set it with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. And this is the completed look, you guys. I really like how it turned out. It looks like a nice, warm, vampy eyeshadow look. Something nice for date night. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. I will see you on my next one, you guys. Toodles!